The 2025 Hyundai Palisade. I saw so many rumors and renderings saying that this model year was going to be completely redesigned, yet here we have confirmation from Hyundai themselves that the 2025 Palisade will simply be a carryover model. We're just going to get some subtle tweaks and changes to the trim levels, the packages, and the pricing. And stay tuned until the end of this video where I'm going to be sharing with you how you can take approximately 8% off MSRP on the 2024 Palisades. But for 2025, one of the trim levels or models that I personally recommend, the SEL with the premium package, that is now simply going to be known as a new trim level. It will now be known as an SEL premium trim for 2025. So they've sort of combined the package with the trim level to make it more streamlined, and I do appreciate that. I think the SEL Premium is the best value proposition for the amount of features that you get and for the price that they charge. The XRT model, which is your quote-unquote off-road themed Palisade, now costs a little over $800 more than it did in 2024, but it does come with some more standard features like the front parking sensors, 360 camera, and auto dimming side mirrors. So now the XRT is worth looking into if you like the way it looks. But that's really it. Those are your main changes for 2025. The SEL Premium is now a new trim. The XRT gets a few more features, and for the rest of the lineup, the price went up like a few $100s. The XRT saw the largest price increase simply because it got more features. But these Palisades, they're still going to be powered by that 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6 with 291 horsepower, 262 pounds-feet of torque with the 8-speed automatic. They're still going to offer this with front-wheel drive as standard, and all-wheel drive is going to be a $2,000 option on every trim level except for the top-of-the-line Calligraphy Night Edition, where they're going to offer all-wheel drive as standard. A front-wheel drive Palisade will get 19 mpg in the city and 26 out on the highway, and the all-wheel drive version will have 2 less mpg out on the highway, so 24 highway. I do appreciate the fact that Hyundai gives you all of the useful safety tech features as standard, like blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, forward collision alert with pedestrian and bicyclist detection, along with automatic emergency braking. All of these things, they do come standard, as well as automatic high beams. A base model SE is a decent entry point into the Palisade lineup. I mean, you do get a rather large 12.3-inch infotainment screen. You got your Apple CarPlays and your Android Autos, along with dual zone climate, keyless entry, 18-inch wheels, and you do get cloth seats, which I'm not completely against, but once again, the SEL Premium is where it's at because it enhances the blind spot monitoring system by offering you blind spot cameras so you can see exactly what's going on when you put your turn signal on. A small camera will appear in your gauge cluster. You're also going to get cooled seats in the front, heated seats in the second row, a heated steering wheel. You get the window shades in the back. You get the full 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, semi-autonomous driving with the Highway Drive Assist 2, and you will also be getting 20-inch wheels with the SEL Premium, but not to worry. The Palisade is extremely comfortable. In fact, it has more of that boaty sensation out on the road. It's one of the more sloppier in terms of handling compared to the rest of the three-row SUVs, but it does offer a very compliant ride. It is decently quiet as well when I tested the 2024 Palisade SEL with the premium package, which once again is now simply known as SEL Premium for 2025. The Calligraphy models are truly nice as they do come with the best materials like Nappa leather, synthetic suede headlining materials. All of those things really add to offer you almost a six-figure like experience when you sit inside of the vehicle, but once again, I don't really think it's necessary paying up all that money for a Calligraphy when the SEL Premium is giving you all the features that a family would want, just minus some of the exquisite materials. But do I recommend these vehicles? I mean, if you want a truly feature-rich automobile for the price, then I guess this is where it's at. Everyone is quick to point out all of the faults, complaints, and recalls that Hyundai Kia vehicles typically come with. You can see all of that information on the nhtsa.gov website. You can see the owner complaints, and we do have 3 open recalls on the Palisade: an electric oil pump assembly that can cause a fire, a loss of power brake assist, and the windshield wipers might fail on you. And we do have quite a bit of complaints, but only 21 manufacturer communications for the 2023 Palisade, or TSBs. But most vehicles, even Toyotas, Hondas, they're all having their fair share of issues. But as one of my commenters pointed out, when Toyota and Honda have an issue, nobody really bats an eyelid. Everyone is more focused on Kia and Hyundai. Despite that though, I see plenty of these things rolling around on the road. People do love this brand now, especially for all the luxury features that they offer for the price point. I will say, however, the Kia Telluride, which is essentially the same vehicle, it does handle significantly better than the Palisade. Or maybe over the years they just softened all of these vehicles up. I have not tried like a newer model Telluride. Maybe they just softened all these vehicles up, but when I tested the Telluride at first, it was certainly a better handling experience. But I would say overall, the best 3-row SUV for most families with the least amount of compromises would be the new Honda Pilot. The handling was amazing. The use of space was incredible. You have a great all-wheel drive system, nice engine. All of that is fantastic. The only problem with the Pilot is it's extremely boring to drive. There is no excitement with it at all, but most people buying a 3-row SUV probably don't care. The other thing I like about the Pilot is it has a relatively useful 3rd-row seat. But to be fair, the Palisade, the Telluride, and the new Grand Highlander, they also have relatively useful 3rd-row seats as well. I would say the worst 3rd-row seats belong to the Nissan Pathfinder and the Mazda CX-90. Those are best suited genuinely for children, whereas these other 4 SUVs I mentioned, they can even fit adults relatively comfortably for at least 20 to 30 minutes. So that's pretty impressive. And as promised at the beginning of this video, here's how you can save close to 8% off MSRP depending on the trim level for a 2024 Hyundai Palisade. There is a broker in the Washington, D.C. area known as AutoCompanion. He is one of the largest brokers in the United States, and he is able to ship nationwide. He is offering some really nice discounts on these Palisades, and as you can remember, during the pandemic, there were people paying 75 grand for things like a Telluride. Well, here's a Palisade at a considerable discount, and he also has a free leasing calculator, which I'm going to have linked in the description box below. This is a very powerful tool because it shows you the interest rate of a lease along with the residual values and the incentives that you can qualify for in your local area. So whether you are paying cash or financing or leasing, you should use this calculator to see those incentives. And as we can see, the interest rate on the Palisade lease is about 5.8%, so that's really not that great. However, upon using this calculator, you can see that there are some lease cash incentives available. Depending on your zip code, you can get up to $3,000 in lease cash. So if you were to finance or pay cash, you would lose out on that money. So that's why it's imperative that you use this calculator to see what's best for you and your situation. Personally, I do like lower interest rate leases. So despite that credit, I would probably still try to maybe take advantage of a low interest rate finance deal instead. And if you want to work with AutoCompanion, he is able to ship nationwide, as I mentioned before, but that is something you have to pay for. And he also charges a broker fee to access these deals. However, if you sign up with my affiliate link in the description box below, he will take some money off of his broker fee. So hopefully you appreciate this knowledge, this information, and these resources. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you are a current Palisade owner, let us know how it's been holding up for you. How has the dealership experience been? Yes, these vehicles do come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and I do appreciate that. However, if they're not honoring that warranty, then what's the point, right? So I would like some information regarding this. As always, try to do as much research as you can in your local area regarding which Hyundai dealership is best around your zip code. But thank you so much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye.